For one reason or another, these backstabs left us reeling. Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we'll be looking at the greatest betrayals in video games.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
This goes without saying, but since we'll be including some rather recent titles here, expect some rather vengeful spoilers down the line. I'm Todd Habercorn, and man, oh man, do I know icy betrayal. The Last Jedi, anyone? Don't you put hate comments down there.
Whoa! My back!
Micah, Red Dead Redemption 2.
What the hell are you talking about, cowpoke? You talked? That's a goddamn lie.
Dutch.
Think of the future.
From the very beginning of Rockstar's visionary sequel, it became painfully clear just how much we were going to hate Micah. In fact, the second that Arthur Morgan learned that there was a rat within Dutch's gang, the first person both players and Arthur pointed the finger to was Micah. With his warnings going unheard, it just made Micah's betrayal all the more painful, leading to the downfall of the entire gang, as well as throwing players into the game's now legendary epilogue. It may be brutal to behold, but at least Arthur managed to take his revenge. And what sweet, sweet revenge it was. The Klingon in me is pleased. General Shepard, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2. Despite only making his debut within Modern Warfare's iconic second outing, this particular general certainly made the most of his screen time. Starting off as a well-respected commanding officer, it only made sense his unit would trust the old geezer with their lives. At least until he put a bullet in both Ghost and Roach. Then things took a little bit of a bleak turn. His twisted sense of patriotism may have prompted him to commit numerous atrocities, but after doing in his own soldiers in such a heartless manner, it was only a matter of time before karma came back to bite him. Or in this case, stab him in the eye. Vincent, A Way Out.
Looks about right. Yeah, of course it is. You can always trust me.
From start to finish, this game pays homage to the cinematic classics of the crime genre, especially when it came to its gripping climax. In typical Scorsese fashion, it's revealed that one of the two playable protagonists, Vincent, was an undercover cop the entire time. Cue the Rolling Stones music. Considering A Way Out was designed to be a co-op experience, the relationship between the two former prison buddies is so well developed by this stage that the game is really able to twist the knife when it comes time for the big reveal. It's an incredibly clever way of shaking up co-op gameplay, and one that could inspire more innovative thinking when it comes to these kinds of games. Bastilla, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Quickly, Bastilla, come with us. We have to escape before Malak arrives.
Escape? You don't understand. I have sworn allegiance to Lord Malak and the Sith. I am no longer a pawn of the Jedi Council.
We spent hours rescuing her, even more gaining her trust. And then, what does this Jedi Knight do? Hops on over to the dark side and joins forces with Darth Malak. It's the ultimate lightsaber stab in the back, especially if you were leaning towards the more destructive path. Seriously? Why him over me? I thought I was the Sith Lord of your heart. As Darth Revan, players eventually confronted her, wherein she defected back to the home team. Assuming you don't decide to kill her, of course. To force choke or not to force choke? That is the question.
Show her the fate of all who dare stand against us. Embrace the power of the dark side.
Lance Vance, Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Somebody tipped off the cops, but everything
What's the
fell
problem,
apart.
fellas? Mike was supposed to torch someplace in the mall, but he screwed the fuses, and now the cops are crawling all over it. We gotta get our stuff and get out of here.
Relax, both of you. Let me think for a second.
For nearly 20 years, Rockstar has been delivering epic crime stories that have only been getting bigger and bolder as the years have gone on. That being said, it's important to remember some of the incredible groundwork the company established in the early years of its 3D iterations, such as the unforgettable Lance Vance.
Lance, what the hell's going on?
It's your friends up north, Tommy. They ain't too happy you capped their man. They're coming down to see the business today.
They took longer than I thought.
Lance was easily one of the highlights of the flashy and bombastic Vice City. It's just a shame his paranoia and insecurities led him to side with Sonny and stab Tommy in the back. The signs were there all along, baby. Tommy just didn't see them.
No, I sold you out, Tommy. I sold you out.
Wheatley, Portal 2.
Don't move. I'm gonna get us out of here. Oh, you might want to hang on to something. Word of advice, up to you.
After the pinnacle that was the first game, it must have seemed utterly daunting for Valve to come up with a story for the sequel that could match the original. Thankfully, they succeeded, with Wheatley serving as a worthy successor as far as mechanical lunatics go. Introduced as an awkward ally, the AI's limitless stupidity turned out to be unnaturally endearing. At first. Of course, what was once harmless soon became terrifying when Wheatley usurped GLaDOS and gained control of the facility for himself. Only the threat of the dumbest thing in the world with unlimited technological prowess could prompt an alliance between two mortal enemies like Shell and GLaDOS.
I am not a moron!
Arthas Menethil, Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos. From a dashing prince to an undead king, Arthas Menethil's story is a terribly tragic one. Yet he has no one to blame for his undoing except himself. Slowly seduced by power and blinded by hatred, Arthas began to put his own desires over duty to his people, going from paladin to Death Knight. From the culling of Stratholme to his betrayal of Muradin, all the way to leading the Lich King's forces on his hometown, players bore witness to the downfall of a former beacon of the light in the Warcraft universe.
You no longer need to bear the weight of your crown. I've taken care of everything.
Atlas, Bioshock.
Sit, would you kindly? Stand, would you kindly?
The big daddy of all video game twists. The shocking reveal that you, the player, have been brainwashed and have been unknowingly carrying out the bidding of criminal mastermind Frank Fontaine all across Rapture is still unmatched. Who else got chills as we watched Andrew Ryan scream about slaves and masters while we caved his face in with a golf club? This betrayal stands as the one all others aspire to be, practically Shakespearean in its delivery. You can bet we were all eager to introduce a wrench to Mr. Fontaine's face after this.
Would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a bitch?
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.